It flows from the heart, from the very heart of America's heartland, from the very heart of Minnesota. In fact, it's Minnesota's gift to the world. Gitchezebe, meaning Great River, or Mississippi, meaning the Father of Waters in Ojibwa, is considered to be one of the most important rivers in the world. Visitors to Minnesota from around the globe have the experience of Lake Itasca and the start of the mighty Mississippi on their to-do list. The Mississippi travels from its humble beginnings here and then descends 1,475 feet downward and over 2,552 miles to the Gulf. It's the fourth longest river in the world. At Lake Itasca, the river's delivery is 6 cubic feet of water per second, and by the time it reaches Minneapolis, it's delivering 12,000 cubic feet every second. A raindrop falling at Lake Itasca would finally arrive at the sea in about 3 months. There are 260 species of fish, 38 species of mussels, 145 species of amphibians and reptiles that make their home in the river. 605 of all bird species in North America cruise this river basin as their migratory and nesting flyway. There are 681 miles of Mississippi within Minnesota, and since 1980 the Mississippi Headwarters Board has been challenged with overseeing the first 400 miles. By way of a state legislative mandate, we are responsible for administering the conservation standards for this country's most important wild and scenic river. We have the structure in place to leverage new funding opportunities. We are positioned to be an extremely effective administrator and facilitator to access and deploy funds from other organizations such as the Clean Water Fund and to explore other financial possibilities. But we're not able to continue this leadership position of facilitation and management of the river's protection without the necessary operating dollars to even minimally staff the organization. Supplying St. Cloud, Minneapolis, and St. Paul with most of their drinking water, and providing billions of dollars annually in tourism, transportation, and industry, the Mississippi is truly one of Minnesota's most important natural and financial resources, and we must continue to do our part. Born by way of Minnesota State Statute 103F.361 through 377, our mandate is to constantly administer minimum standards throughout the first 8 counties of the river in order to protect and enhance the scientific, natural, cultural, historic, and recreational values of our region. With this, our mission from the state legislature clear, the Mississippi Headwaters Board has partnered with the Minnesota Board of Water and Soil Resources, both the U.S. and the Minnesota Forestry Services, the MPCA, the DNR, EPA, and the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwa, and every other local government entity sitting on the banks of the river. Of course, there are many other partnerships that look to us for leadership: area property and lake associations, the Minnesota Association of Watershed Districts, Minnesota Power, the Audubon Society, the Blandin Initiative and McKnight Foundations, and many more. We've discovered a host of programs that have proved to be extremely worthwhile in monitoring and protecting the river while involving scores of local communities and groups. River Watch, science fairs, youth congresses, canoe tripping, and countless other educational and caretaking activities. Overall expenditures of environmental protection cost far more than the funding that we've received. When you factor the small investment that the state's been making with the environmental work that we've been mandated to accomplish, protection of this body of water is a true bargain for taxpayers. The real net worth of the work we do has a value substantially higher than the funding that we've had over the past number of bienniums. The Mississippi Headwaters Board fully understands the budget deficit and the economic world that we're in. But within the body of this great state is this heartbeat of economic, cultural, and essential health, providing thousands of jobs and influencing the very face of Minnesota. The Mississippi Headwaters Board cannot continue to work to maintain clean drinking water for some 1.75 million people and protect the most influential and beautiful part of this important resource with the ever-decreasing funding from the Minnesota legislature. So we ask you to consider the huge beneficial implications of helping this mandated and dynamic organization fulfill its mission. we should and can continue our mission of keeping the Mississippi River in good health. From shoreline erosion control to wastewater treatment monitoring, there is so much more work to be done. And our children, grandchildren, and theirs are all counting on us.